Jeffrey, look alive. We're back, man, after a couple weeks. How's everybody, man? It's a long time no see. We took a couple weeks off. Somebody was bear hunting, and we were busy here with other stuff. So it's okay, Jeff. I know what's going on. I see. So can you hear me okay, Jeff? You look like you're not hearing anybody. Don't let us keep you awake. Anyway, we got an interesting guest tonight. We got Sean Collins, kind of local to us here, and this is going to be our first Dogman, or if you will, in Maryland terms, Dwayyo show. So he's got some interesting stuff. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Very good. We really appreciate you coming on. Jeff got a hold of you and put it all together here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut everybody loose here, Jeff. If you want to go ahead and get him started and just introduce who you are or whatever you want to say about yourself, and then we definitely want to get into these three, not one, not two, but three Dogman stories, interactions. So I'm interested in this, and this is going to be great. So I'm going to go take care of moderating stuff, Jeff. So I want to get some people signed up here. So you want to go ahead and get it started, brother. By the way, brother Blaylock can't be here tonight. It's something, I guess he's something to do with work or something. So
I think he was on his way back from the hunting trip, and they didn't have service or something.
Okay. But anyway, hopefully next week we'll have David back on. But anyway, go ahead, bud. Take it away.
So, Sean, I'm just going to let you get started with what happened with you, starting from the first time.
Well, let's hear about Sean, who Sean is, what Sean does, and all that good stuff, and then he can take off.
All right. My name's Sean. I'm 41 years old. I grew up in Baltimore County. I'm originally from Baltimore City, Southwest Baltimore. I'm a carpenter. I've been a carpenter for like 22 years since I got out of high school. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a kid. I'm living life.
So I guess if we go into your get into your stories here, let's talk about number one, when the first occurrence happened. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm 14 years old.
Yours.
Yeah.
Yours. Yep.
I'm 14 years old. Got my first job. And I think I'm in 8th grade. I was going to Pikesville Middle School, and I was working at this. It was a firehouse on Subbrook Road, right there in Pikesville. There's the Maryland State Police barracks right next to it, and all that. And so I get off work. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm walking down Subbrook Road towards towards Reisterstown Road that way. And I lived in this place called Subbrook Park. Probably about like 2 miles from where I was working at. So I'm walking down the road, and as you get further down the road, the houses get a little more, further apart, and the lights get a little less, and I go around this curve, and then I go across this 1-lane bridge, and at this 1-lane bridge, it goes 3 ways. You can go left, right, or straight, and but before I get across the bridge, I'm hearing a bunch of rock noise down on the train tracks, below me, and I just thought people were down there, not thinking anything of it. But it was pretty loud. It was like running and stuff, so I just thought they were running. So I go left, and it's really dark. Or when you make this left, there's no street lights, and there's like no houses for like probably maybe a quarter mile, maybe a little more. But these are like old plantation houses. These are really big houses sitting on like a lot of land, and then they're old plantation houses from like the You know what I'm saying? But I come around the turn and I'm walking and I hear something coming up the side of like where the bushes were, and mm, I'm just thinking like it's a raccoon or just regular animal, something like that. So I'm just keep walking, and I probably get like maybe 100 feet, and it's like sounds like something really bulldozed up through the top of the hill where the tree line is where I'm walking at, and like I was just like, wow, okay, and I didn't see nothing, because it's the where I'm at. It's like probably like 40, 50 feet, and the bushes are real thick right there, right next to the road, and so I just keep walking, and as I'm walking, I start hearing this like heavy breathing. It was just real heavy breathing, and at this point, like this is when the fear like slowly starts to kick in on you, and it's really starts kicking in on me, and I'm unaware of this feeling. Like I've never felt anything like this before. It. I guess it's that dread feeling. I got super scared just out of nowhere. I don't. I was very uncomfortable. Like my hair started sticking up on top of my head. Um, it was very strange. Um, I just kept walking, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I start hearing this. It's a growl. That didn't do no justice. I tried to, but it was this growl that was. It's like resonation, and you could feel the growl. Kind of like when a lion, he roars. Um, you could feel that, and at this point, I'm 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 really scared because I don't know what the hell's going on here. Um, so I just keep walking, and at this point, this growling and this breathing is 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 very overwhelming, and well, I start coming up to street lights. I'm getting closer to these houses, and about I would say 100 feet. About 100 feet is where the first house is, and I believe it was the third house. There was a car. The people had just pulled up outside of their house, and this is about when I turn around and I, I'm looking through these. I'm looking at these bushes because they were getting really thin right there. They were coming off through the houses, and they were like almost at the ending, and there was a fence there, and you can clearly see an apparition of something tall, and it had golden amber eyes, and it had these the, the ears on top of his head were probably about 6 7 inches, and it had the
Wow.
tufts on.
Wow.
They were tall. They were tall, and the figure was probably 7.5 8 feet. And this is about when I pissed myself. Like literally, it was because I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these golden eyes. They're the size of, man. What's a good description? Like a pool ball, like the size of a pool ball. You shoot pool like a cue. Um, and you could see the black pupil in the center of this golden eye, and you can hear it breathing and growling at the same time. And I'm kind of stuck, and I'm looking at the people that are getting out of their car, and I run up to them, and they're like looking at me, and I guess I look all crazy because I'm all white, and they asked me if I'm okay and everything. They said that I had messed on my pants or something like that, and I was pointing over to where I saw the thing at. I couldn't talk. Like I couldn't talk. I was so scared I couldn't talk, and I was pointing, and I'm looking, and the thing wasn't there no more.
Yeah.
So the first one, I saw the apparition of it. I didn't really see, like the whole figure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're I've been busy working backstage here. The very first encounter, you don't have to give an exact location, just kind of give us a regional location or whatever.
Yeah, it was right in Pikesville on.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I'm familiar with Pikesville. That's crazy. Wow. How about that?
yeah.
Wow.
It was right up, right on, right. Came right off the train tracks, and those train tracks, I used to ride on them train tracks on my dirt bike. They go all the way up to Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and they go all the way downtown in Baltimore City too.
Wow. That's
So
interesting.
yeah,
Wow.
but that was my introduction to something I had no idea what it was.
So
But you couldn't see. You could just see like the outline of it. You couldn't really see the.
I couldn't. You could see the outline of it clearly. Like I couldn't see it because it was in the dark, in the darkness behind the bushes and the trees. Like, but you can see it because the bushes weren't that thick.
and definitely saw eyes, like you said. You had eye shine, like a goldish.
Oh yeah, yeah. You could see the blackness in the pupil too, like in that golden too,
Oh, okay.
and they almost look slanted, kind of like they don't look like round. Like they don't look round. They look slanted, like like a um like a reptile's eyes, kind of. They're
Yeah.
not round. They're like slanted. You know what I mean?
Weird
Are we
looking.
headed towards the lizard man, Jeff?
Yeah.
No,
Oh
I mean
boy.
that's just how I saw it. Like they weren't big and round. They were like kind of like, yeah, like a lizard eyes, like shaped to the side like that.
Great.
Yeah, that's wild. Holy moly.
Yeah, I guess slanted, kind of. I guess.
Huh. And that was just one story of three, right? You're talking about there.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Wow.
And my next one is my next one is the real bad one. Like, is it? Yeah, I think yeah.
But that first one being in Pikesville, and approximately what year was that again?
All right, so all right, I was born '83. I was 14, so it would be 94, 95.
Okay,
Not yeah, 94, 90. No, what am I saying?
97,
Uh,
right?
yeah, 97. Yeah. Why am I
Yeah,
doing my math so messed up?
that's okay. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
one place. I mean, the Pikesville I know is heavily populated. I know there's other areas outside, like away from the hustle and bustle too. But
Yeah. Like where I was living at is Subbrook Park. It's called Subbrook Park. And when you come
Mhm.
across this one lane bridge, man, there's like nothing right there, you know? This is like an old plantation kind of houses. There's like a lot of land on each like house,
Yeah.
and they're pretty spaced apart. Like once you get across the bridge.
Which I know. I'm telling you, I've been on that very bridge. I know where you're talking about. It's the back way out of where I worked on a house back there years ago. Years ago, probably a little prior to that. I'd probably say mid '90s. I worked on a house there for a lady, and I, I remember going across a one lane bridge there, and Sudbrook definitely rings a bell. I'm pretty sure that's the same bridge, the same area, and it was heavily wooded through there.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty heavily wooded right through there.
I've been through there, Jeff. I know who he's talking about. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. Wow.
there's this
I know
one
where he's
road.
talking about too.
There's this
What's
one
that?
road. It's called Greenwood Road.
Mhm.
It runs parallel with the train tracks, and right along with the train tracks is the subway trains too. The subway that goes from Baltimore City up to Reisterstown, Owens
Yes.
Mill,
Yep.
Owens Mill. Yeah, that train goes right underneath of that bridge too,
Yep.
but longer. You can't really see it because it's in a tunnel.
Correct. Yeah, I've
But
been
yeah,
over that. I know exactly where he's talking about. I'll be darned.
yeah,
Small world.
right. Yeah, it came right up off them tracks, bro.
Wow. That's awesome. I guess. I mean, you pissed yourself, so obviously you had you didn't have any intentions of wanting to really have to deal with that, obviously. But who would? Who would? You
Right.
know,
Yeah, that was completely unintentional. Like it was just a fear based kind of thing.
that's crazy. That is crazy, man. I don't mean to rush you through, but you got to get into this next one.
Oh yeah. All
It
right. Yeah.
sounds like
The
it's going to be
second one.
pretty good. So
All right. Yeah. The second one. I'm 19, and I was working down in Baltimore City. My sister owned a bar right down there in Federal Hill on Cross Street. Years ago. It was called Turner's back in the day. Um, and I was the bar back, and I had to leave early because I didn't drive then, so I had to catch the train home. And back then, I used to carry a 1911 with me because I've been robbed before.
oh yeah, I'm
Good
I've
sure.
been I've been
choice.
robbed before, and it's not fun, having a gun pointed at you and stuff. So I carry a gun with me. I catch the train home up to Old Court Station. I have to get off at Old Court Station because where I was living at, it was off of Park Heights Avenue. It was out in called Green Spring Valley. Um, it was actually an old mansion. It was General Arthur MacArthur's. Have you ever heard of him? He was a general in the military. Arthur MacArthur. Well, I don't know if but it was a huge mansion that they split into apartments. But it's this is really desolate back there in the woods, man. And I had to walk a really far distance home, and I have to walk up Old Court Road. From there, from Old Court Road just to Park Heights Avenue is probably like a 2 mile walk right there. And then I have to walk another 2.5 miles, something like that. It's almost a 5 mile walk, and it's after midnight. And I decided to walk through a cemetery because it'll take like an hour off my walk. So I cut through the cemetery. Everything's good. I get down to it's called Hooks Lane. Hooks Lane is right before you get down going into the valley, and you don't you'll lose cell phone reception and everything going down into the valley. And it's it's heavily wooded, and it's really turned, like a lot of turns, and there's really no place for somebody to be walking on this road. Like I shouldn't be walking on this road because it's dangerous.
Sounds like Jeff's road.
Yeah,
Or Lake
there's no
County.
place. There's no place to be walking on this road, but I have to get home. You know. Um. So I get all the way down to about, I would say, 3/4. All right. I would say I walked like a mile down into the woods. I'm going through all these turns and everything. And I would say about a quarter of a mile is where the woods end, and there's these two on both sides. There's these cornfields on both sides. They're huge, and there's a house. I think it's on the right. Yeah, it's on the right hand side. It's on the right hand side, and there's a bunch of lights um, going down the road on their property, lighting up the road along their property because they have stuff there.
Mhm.
But anyway, before I even get to before this clearing, I start hearing this a bulldozer coming through the woods, and it's far off though. It's far off and it's super loud. It's to my left, and I'm walking down the right side of the road where I shouldn't be walking because cars are coming down that side, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but I hear this loud noise. I'm thinking it's deer, a bunch of deer, because this is where a shit ton of deer are. Pardon my French. There's a bunch of deer. Um, I'm walking and it's getting louder and louder and louder. And all of a sudden, I get that feeling again, man. And my hair starts going up on all over like the back of my neck, and I start getting cold chills for some reason. Like this didn't happen the first time. I get like cold chills, and I'm starting to get that dread feeling again, and then everything kind of goes silent. Like, and this is where this thing comes up. He's up at the top of the hill, and this thing is on all fours, and this thing is much bigger than the first one I seen, and I'm seeing this whole I'm seeing this thing. It's hard not to use foul language describing these things. Sorry. Whew. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm seeing this thing, and it's on all fours, and it's much taller than than what I seen the last time. Um, this thing looked like a timber wolf. It was straight black. It was black, but the skin kind of looked gray, like in the face. It was like real kind of grayish, like a charcoal kind of gray, but it just got real black. It had that huge bump up on the top of its neck, like a lion's mane. It was a lion's mane, and this thing it had uh it had amber eyes, but it looked like fire glowing in the eyes. They was like orangish, like real red, like, but they were still orangish, but you could see like a red, like almost like a fire in the eye. And it's making it's growling up a storm. Its posture is it looks like its ears are pinned back, and it looks like its posture is leaning back, kind of almost like it's going on. It looks like it's going to run at me. Like that's the posture. Just looks like that's what it's going to do. Like, and this is about the time pull my firearm out of my waistband and I put it to my side and I take the safety off. And this is about the time these cars start coming down the road. There was 3 of them. You can see the headlights coming down the road. And they fly all 3. Boom, boom, boom. And then there was another one. He was coming slower though. The 4th car, he was coming much slower. And this thing, it postured up and it took off. I thought it was coming at me. And I swear to you, like, even if I don't think if it came at me, I don't think I would have had time to honestly shoot this thing because it was so fast. Because when it had taken off, like when I looked at the car and I looked back, that's when the thing took off, and I thought it was coming at me, but it ran across me by like 30 feet. It was and it popped up. It didn't run on all fours. It was sitting there on all fours, but when it popped up, it popped up on its legs, and it was like kind of leaning forward a little bit, but it was standing up. You know what I'm saying? It was standing up on its hind legs, and it was running, and it looked really weird, bro. Like, and it was the most strangest thing I'd ever seen in my life, as far as something run. Yeah, I was scared, but it just looked so weird, and the yeah, it was the most weirdest looking animal I ever seen in my life, and
How
it was
tall
much.
would you say? How tall do you think it might have been? Even though
Oh,
was it like
that
straight up or
one.
kind of just hunched when it was running, or
Oh, it wasn't standing completely straight up. It was kind of hunched over, but this one was taller than that first one. This one was probably 8.5 feet, somewhere like maybe 8.3 or something like that. It was pretty tall,
wow?
and
I
it was
think
really big.
600, 700 pounds probably.
This thing was probably a good 450,
Yeah.
500 pounds, bro.
They're not as heavy as a Bigfoot.
That's a big
And
foot.
when it ran, you can hear it. You could hear it, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
But this one wasn't. It didn't seem like it was. It wasn't being as loud as the last one. Like the first one, it was loud, but it wasn't. It wasn't like it didn't seem like it was aggressive.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I
probably
didn't.
Was
more.
this like an evening time frame or during the
No,
day?
this was in the middle of the night, like probably around like 1:15.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
I
like
was
1:15.
probably more shocked that you were there. Is probably what it was.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like because the way it was looking at me and how it was sitting, it looked like it was just really weird. And like, yeah, I got the scared feeling, of course, and it was just really weird, bro. Like, and I would say from like the shoulders when it was sitting there, it looked to be about like almost 5 feet from shoulder to shoulder, bro.
Wow.
It was a big animal.
Yeah.
It
And of
looked
course,
like,
like you said, there was a lot of lighting around there, right? So you
Yeah.
could see. You
yeah,
could
it was
clearly see what
shining
you
from
were.
across the street up onto that hill.
Okay.
I'm wondering what the muscle density is on them versus on a Bigfoot.
Yeah, this one, the muzzle. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that.
Muscular, like the
The
muzzle.
muzzle, it was like really wrinkly. Like it looked
Yeah.
like a shark. You know what a Shar looks like?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the skin. Well, the muzzle was like that, but it was only probably about like 5 inches long, and it was like really wrinkly looking.
Now it's like the body, like the muscles,
The
were they
muscles,
pretty well defined?
yeah. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say like a bodybuilder, but he was definitely a thick fella. It was pronounced. You can definitely see the muscle definition and the tone in him. Especially in the legs, bro. Like them hind quarter legs, those things were huge, bro. They almost look like kangaroo legs. Like they're weird,
Yeah.
and they were big too, man. They were some big feet, and the hands too. He had hands. They were probably like the fingers. I would say, man, 8 inches long, bro.
Okay. How
And
far
then
away would
now,
you say it was from you when you saw it? All these.
say that again.
How far? What was the distance between you and the being that you seen? You
Yes.
think?
I was probably about 40 feet, 45 feet, and he was up an embankment up on a hilltop, like right where
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
You know how the roads they go up slanted, when they like
Yeah.
carve the roads out and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's close enough. That's too close.
Yeah, it was too close for comfort, like it, and honestly, like I don't think I would have been able to to get enough shots off, man, like cuz it was so fast.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be shooting at him anyway, but unless you had to.
Oh, you just got a 45. That ain't, that ain't gonna do much.
Nah, and it's funny because the car even stopped. Yeah, the car even stopped. The last car that came, the last car that was coming, they stopped and asked if I needed a ride, and then they asked me what was that ran across the road.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and so I got there's a whole rest of the story I can tell. Like so, it ran off, and I go home, and the whole way home I'm on my edge because I still think this thing is following me, because I still have the creeps.
Did
I
you tell
still,
him what you saw?
no, I didn't tell him what I saw.
That's probably a
I
good
told,
idea because you'd have lost your ride. Probably. Wow.
yeah, they were business people, they were business looking people. Nobody that I would associate with, I definitely wouldn't tell them what I saw anyway.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, there's this crazy guy on the street. You might want to go get him,
Good thing you weren't out there waving your gun around. That might.
Right. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I know how to use that thing, man. I'm not like these fools out in the city holding it sideways,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have common sense when it comes to firearms. You kind of got to, man, because they can take lives.
Oh, sure.
But yeah. So I get home. When I get home, I'm sitting on the front porch, and there's these police lights. I see the police lights. They're going up and down the street real slow. They did it for like 20 minutes too, bro. They were going up and down the street. I guess they might have been looking for me. I don't know. But there were police lights going up and down Park Heights Avenue after I had already got back home. I don't know if they were looking for me or somebody called the police on this thing, but they were looking for something and they were looking for it for a while.
Well, how far was your house from where it happened?
Uh, 3/4 of a mile.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
bro.
probably what it
So
was.
Oh.
yeah, this happened right before Green Spring Valley Road, coming down Park Heights Avenue, and the house that I was living in was literally you go past the light on Green Spring Valley Road, you go up the hill, and right on the right hand side You can see the mansion. It's huge, sitting up on top of the hill. It's huge. You can't miss it. You filmed a few TV shows from HBO. I forget the name of the TV shows,
Was it
but
like
bro,
House of Cards or something?
yeah, something. Yeah, I think that was one of them, and the other one was with the lady from what was it? She was a DC woman. She was a prosecutor. I don't know. It was Linda Dreyfus. You know, the woman from not Friends, Seinfeld.
So
Oh,
yeah, Julia
Julia
Louis-Dreyfus.
Louise. Julia Louise
Yeah,
Drive.
her. She was in this show. She
Okay.
was in the show. Yeah, that's her name. She's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know what those cops were looking for, but yeah, it was the most strangest thing I ever seen, bro. Still to this day.
Yeah. And there's no talk, obviously, from anybody out there about seeing anything like that, or
I have a couple friends that hunt. Nobody that I know would, not that they said anything to me, Um, not back then, no one said anything to me. I never really brought it up, man, because I didn't want to look like I was crazy.
Now, any of your friends that hunted anywhere near there, did they ever say anything?
Nah, well, my friend, he's passed away now. His father's a Native American, and he used to hunt out somewhere out in Owings Mills, kind of close to the area, not real far. But he used to talk about weird. He used to call it something. I can't remember the name of it, but it was he was probably talking about that thing,
He wasn't saying Olonga Dog Lala, was he?
Oh, no, I don't think it was that word.
That was the Cherokee word.
I don't. Honestly, I mean, it was so long ago. His father passed away over 20 years ago. And it's been a while since I've hunted too, man. Like I probably haven't been hunting in 15 years, man. I used to do all that when I was younger. I don't go in the woods as much as I used to
going to
either.
say, I was going to ask you. That was my next. I was going to say, well, you probably have a reason in the back of your mind why you may choose not to hunt as much.
I
And
still
I
do.
think that, and I never really thought about it like that, but that might have had something to do with it because I really stuff my emotions and like I stuff all me, man. Like I really don't talk about my issues and stuff like I
Oh,
should.
I just thought of one of the Native American names. He didn't say Nalusafalea, did he?
That sounds more. That's what
Oh,
it sounded more like that because
Be
yeah.
back.
it was more like a Lucifer kind of thing. That's what it probably sounded like that.
Jerry had to go check on something.
Well, that's all right.
Maybe Bigfoot slapping the house again.
Man, that would be awesome.
Well,
I,
if,
you know what he should do? He should stick a fake hand out the window, bro. Like he was high fiving it.
he's got recorders and a thermal and a parabolic. We've got between him and I, we've got he's got half a dozen recorders. I've got a couple. We both got parabolics. Um, probably he's got one thermal and a night vision. I need to put that in my list. And then we got recorders, but
I was thinking about getting into, because I'm so intrigued by this, like, and like I told you, man, like I had no idea that this is what like they that's what they were called, dogmen. Like I genuinely thought that I was seeing like a Bigfoot or I don't know, but it wasn't up until like 3 years ago that I was up one late one night and I was on YouTube and the dog man encounters came through my YouTube feed and I'm watching the video and two and two came together in my head. I'm like, you can't be kidding me, bro. Like, so I started watching the videos and it just came to me. I'm like, oh my Lord, bro. This is what it was.
Right.
Was the corn machine coming to get you, Jerry?
Well, I kept hearing this ruckus. That's why I've been disappearing and pulling my headphones off. The hell of a noise over here on the hill. And I knew it was vehicles or something going on. I'm like, this is a quiet road. I don't understand. But they're selling corn over on the hill. That's what they're doing. I couldn't figure out what all the ruckus was about. But anyway, I thought
Will you
maybe somebody
Those late
did it
night
before.
corn shellers.
Yeah.
Bring the 300 Win Mag over.
Yeah.
Ah,
Might need her. Might need her.
ah.
Yeah,
When you
man.
put the Dwayyo out of the
That's
cornfield.
that's my pride and joy right there.
I had one. I got rid of it. I downsized. It's too much for most of the stuff around here.
Yeah,
Did knock
definitely
you
is.
backwards, did it, Jeff?
I just like to have it to have it.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's a 4570. It's going on my wish list for
Oh boy. Here we go.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's yeah, Park Heights Avenue is still basically somewhat near the same area.
Yeah, they're really close. They're not too far.
Yeah. Yeah, I did
Um,
hitting in there for many, many years. I was off. That was actually one of my areas. I was constantly out around that multi-million-dollar homes working on them out through there.
oh
Years.
yeah, man. And it's and I used to hear things out there all the time, man. Because it's that's all there is out there is woods.
Oh
You got
yeah.
further down the road, you got a PGA golf course where they have like real PGA tournaments at.
Caves Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, Caves Valley, right.
Yep.
And it's really weird down there, man. It's really weird down there.
Yeah, it's not. I did some work at Kyle Rokin's place there.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that, I don't know. I don't
Oh,
think he
yeah.
owns it anymore, but
Nah,
I
he
think
doesn't live there anymore.
Will Smith owns it now. I think him and his wife.
No, I think
Really?
Kevin Costner bought it from him.
Oh, really?
No, I'm
Probably.
joking.
Oh, I was gonna say. I got you.
Long story, but I'm related to Ripken
Are you?
Oh, that's cool.
through my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
That's awesome.
Distant cousins.
I don't want to get off subject here too far, but a girl is dating Cindy's brother-in-law's sister's
Yeah, exactly.
son. Okay, is a Ripken. She's been dating him for a few years now, and I think she's part of Billy's family, or one of the Rip. They're real close. Like a
That's
cousin.
cool.
Maybe even be a sister, I think, or something. I'm not sure, but yeah. Wow, that's two. That's
Yeah,
two.
that is too. The next one is was quite many years later. I was it 25, 24 or 25. I think I can't remember exactly how old I was. I think I was 25 though. I was out Hagerstown. I was at a party out in Hagerstown. Having it was a big bonfire party. We used to have those drum parties, with the big drums and the didgeridoos, and
Right.
Oh, we need River Morrison here now.
Yeah, where's River? Brother River. Where you
Yeah,
at?
buddy.
I don't know. He must be lost or something. He's probably on a walkabout.
There's a bunch of hippies. I used to hang out with a bunch of hippies.
Well,
Yeah.
Sean, River is a real live Aboriginal
Yes.
tribesman from Australia.
Oh,
That's
really?
why when you said
Yeah.
didgeridoo, yeah.
That's cool.
Watch, he'll probably
That's
show up. He has
He
this
might appear.
way of
He
knowing stuff.
he'll just magically appear in the chat room.
That's
He
funny.
senses it.
Yeah. So we're partying and all that, and it's getting pretty late. It's a Sunday night, and I have to be to work the next morning, and it's after 3 o'clock in the morning.
And
And
he's in Hagerstown.
yeah, I'm in Hagerstown, and
2
I
hours
work all the
away.
way in Baltimore, man. And I got to
Right.
be there, at 5:30. When you're young like that, you could do that. I used to do it all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
I used to do it all the time.
I did that.
I paid for it, but I can't do it anymore if I wanted to. But yeah. So I'm flying. I'm flying down Route 70, and I'm getting to where Frederick is, right about Frederick,
Mhm.
and there ain't nobody on the road. There's absolutely nobody on the road, either going east or west. And this is before they even started building up. I don't know if you've been out that way lately, but they've
You said
really, they built that place up like crazy.
Mhm.
And there was like nothing out there then. About 15 years ago, it wasn't like that. But I'm going eastbound down 70, coming back towards Baltimore, and I'm looking, and I'm on a straightaway. It's a straightaway coming down the mountain, and it's a good straightaway, probably for like over a mile long. And I can clearly see coming down the hill on the right hand side. I can clearly see a very large animal on the side of the road. So I switched lanes because I was in the slow lane. So I get into the fast lane because I don't know what this thing is, and it's a pretty big animal. And as I'm coming closer to this animal, this is when this thing turns around and standing up on its hind legs, and it turns around, and it has a deer at its feet. But that deer at its feet, and it's staring right at me, and we're like connecting eyes, bro. Like I'm looking in his eyes, and I don't know, but I kind of got like a feeling like I see you, like like, and he's just staring at me, and it's got this big shit-eating grin on his face. Sorry, it looks like it's smiling at me, bro. Like, and it's got, this one's got a large muzzle. It's got a very large muzzle. This one I was up close and personal with, bro. Like this one I was probably about 10, 12 feet away from.
Right.
And I didn't get any kind of feelings with this. Probably because I was in my car and I was driving past it. I don't know. But I got the best look at this thing than I did either one or two times. My first two.
Okay.
This thing had This one looked like a timber wolf, but it didn't. It looked like a red wolf. It looked a little different, and it wasn't black. It was kind of gray, brown, and it had like a mixture of colors in it. And it had the hawk legs, and it wasn't like a really big animal. It was big, but it wasn't like big like the other two. Like, you know, it was probably about like 7 feet and maybe 325 pounds.
So it was definitely on this. It was definitely bipedal, standing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Solid.
standing, and it definitely had a deer at its feet. It was which was probably roadkill.
It was a nice snack. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was out feasting on roadkills what it was doing.
and I could see the deer was kind of on its side, and it had its legs kind of up, and you could see like the the deer was slashed open, like the bottom half, like the across its stomach. It was completely like ripped open, and stuff was
Having a
hanging out of
snack.
it.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was having a snack.
Yeah, it ripped this thing open, man.
How
And
about
if you
eyeshine?
hadn't interrupted it, it was
Oh
probably
yeah. The eyes were or like a golden, and it had like pink in it. It wasn't red. It wasn't. It was really golden, yellow, like a golden yellow pink. It wasn't as pronounced as the second one with the fire in it, like the yellow fire, like reddish.
Yeah. Okay.
This one had like it was very faint, but you could see the red in it. But it still was very golden. It was like an amber color, like kind of like what's a good like a Bud Light lime, I guess. You know what I mean? you know?
Got you. Okay.
like
Yeah, like that kind of golden.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a bad description.
No, it's the color. I understand the color. Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it was really bright. Like those eyes, like all three of them were super bright, like very like yeah, and like invoking.
And again, here it's the legs is what assured you of it being a dog man and not like a Bigfoot or.
Yeah, it's definitely the legs. Like they have hawk the two that I seen like with my eyes. They had hawk legs,
Okay.
and I know for sure the first one was too. I mean, it had to be.
Yeah.
It had it was standing. It had the real tall ears with the top. I mean, you could see it right through the bushes.
Gosh, that's awesome.
It was
That's
scary, bro.
creepy. Oh
It
yeah,
was scary, bro.
I'm sure it was.
I'll be totally honest with you. Like I really don't. I would not want to see another one up close.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to, man, because like I don't know how I'm going to react, bro. Like you know,
Oh sure. Yeah. I mean,
you
it's
never know
a
how you're going
startling
to react,
situation.
man. And I don't want to make the wrong move, bro, because the wrong move might be the last move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Correct.
So, and it seems like I've talked with a lot of people about these things. And it seems like, the people that don't shoot are the ones that live.
Oh yeah. I would never dream of
Yeah.
shooting one.
Right.
Anybody that's ever says they ever shot one, if they did shoot one, they were damn lucky. Whether
Lucky
it's
it's
a
the only one that was
dogman or
around.
Bigfoot, they'd
Right.
be lucky to get out of there.
Like that one story that guy tells up in Michigan, he was coming down that road and he shot it with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then he
Yeah.
comes back and there's like these government guys there. You know, like how does that happen, bro?
Oh,
Like
I know what you're talking about, the tractor trailer.
you hear so many accounts of like these government people, bro, like showing up after
Yeah,
seeing these things.
yeah.
And
It's
then people
amazing how that happens.
right, like they're tracked or something.
Tracked, or I wonder if the person act. Well, of course, I guess nobody would pick a phone up and say, "Hey, I just shot at something," and
Right.
when the police department may contact them or something. But I don't know. But it's weird how some situations and different stories I've heard over the years of people, you know, I'll call them the men in black. Just boom, they show up.
Right.
So yeah, makes
Yeah,
makes you
I think that's strange and very intriguing at the same time.
exactly how and why. How does that happen and why?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's like my biggest thing is like why is this being held from the public in the first place, right? Like I don't get that. And then they try to shut you up like if you try to talk about it, like, you know.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, and I guess they have their reasons, but uh, what I don't like about it is human being safety. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Because you or I, which I've had a sighting too, but not a dogman sighting, but I'm not. You know, I expect it now, so I'm not going to freak out too bad if it
Right.
happens
Yeah.
again. But the average Joe, they're going to go ballistic. They're not going to know what to do, and or you know, and
Right.
but
And
my
that
whole point is there's no warnings. There's no awareness. That's the proper term, awareness. I think there needs to be more awareness. I mean, I know the subject back in the day was just laughed at or not spoke of for obvious reasons, but I think
right.
today it's a little more lenient, and people will listen. But to totally close off the subject, i.e., like they did for years with UFOs, I think is wrong.
Right.
Will it become an open season? Probably. If somebody says, "Yep, okay, they're out there," everybody's going to go try to kill one, and we know how
And
that works out.
that's gonna be a problem.
It'd be a huge problem. So that I think that's
Yep.
part of the secrecy.
Right. Yeah, I get it. You
I
know.
think whether people want to believe it or not, awareness is extremely important. I think for
Yeah.
public safety. Hey, it's their woods too, so right.
Right.
That's where we're intruding on them.
And this is true. This is true.
Yep. You catch
See,
all
I
that,
know
Jeffrey?
now
That
I
was a good.
know exactly what to look for when I'm in the woods and I'm like I know what the feeling is. I know what to look for. I know the signs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy. It I witnessed, and this has been brought up 1,000 times. You wonder if you're marked. Do they know? Do they know you know? Do they sense that? Do they have
Oh,
something that telepathy says? Yeah, that dude knows that we're real, so we don't have to be as careful.
so
Just a thought.
yeah,
Just have to be as careful or
yeah.
something.
I was kind of told that certain humans have a certain pheromone that draws these creatures. That's what I was told by someone in the DoD.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, I have some friends that are in that know some things, but they'll never come on a show and talk about nothing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that's understandable. That's
Well, there's a
understandable.
lot of people I've been talking to trying to get them to come out about encounters, and I'm still working on that. So,
And this is fine. This is a facet right here.
Sean,
You don't have to have your
congratulations
camera
to
on.
the second local witness.
Yeah.
You get a prize. I don't know what it is, but
Man, I got the prize all right, bro. It's called
Yeah.
it's being scared. It's scared straight.
Let me ask you this: when it's all said and done, each one of these, and 1, 2, 3, which of the three do you feel is bothered you the most or scared you the most? Obviously, the first one. being your first time is probably your worst. But
I would still say the second one, man, because just because it was much bigger than the others, and it was right in my proximity. It was right there, like. And I don't know if it knew that I had that gun on me, bro, because it kind of like when I hit that safety, it kind of like did a double take, like it like kind of like
Needed a
looked at
stomach.
me, like it knew that I had that gun on me, bro.
Mhm.
They know.
I think they
Like
do. Yeah.
because I was holding it to my side, I wasn't
You probably
showing
didn't
that.
know until that noise. Till
Right.
it kicked off, and I
Well,
think you
think about the
probably,
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hunters that are out there.
It's a
yeah,
That
very distinctive sound when that safety comes off.
Mark Green, exactly. Yeah, they know
yeah,
you have a weapon, and they know what it is because I'll guarantee you, Mark is a prime example. They were out hunting, you know, and they see what this weapon does. They know what it does,
yeah.
and they don't want no parts of it. But uh, if you, I mean, does it bother you after the fact, Sean? I mean, like when you're trying to lay in bed and sleep at night or something like that. I mean, does
Um,
any of these come back to you and keep you awake or?
and sometimes I have trouble sleeping, man. I remember a couple Christmases ago, man. I was thinking about it, like when I first found out that that's what they were. I was watching I was watching something, and I almost like scared myself so bad in my bed, man, that I literally ran downstairs, man. It was on Christmas Eve. I literally scared myself so bad that I ran downstairs, man, and slept in with everybody else in the living room, bro.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, sometimes it bothers me. Like, it doesn't bother me like it used to, you know. Not as much, but I'm definitely well aware of my surroundings now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
never gonna
definitely.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get caught lacking again. Like,
Anytime I'm near woods, day or night, I am on my head's on a swivel. My ears are, I don't know. It's just you just more alert. You know what I mean?
yeah, like like 2 weeks ago, me and Amber, we went out to up Hartford County to the King and Queen seat,
Yeah,
and
that's
we did that white trail. We did the white trail, and we were coming down, coming around it, and we were seeing all kind of tree structures. I saw teepees, bro. Like, and these were like out in the middle of the woods, like nowhere near where somebody would have been off the trail. You know what I mean?
So
yeah.
my
I was probably
my
And,
Jeff back there screwing around.
and I
so my
didn't take any, and I didn't take any pictures.
Okay.
so my local woods neighbors were over there doing some artistry where they
Yeah, that's literally right in his backyard where
you're
you're
not
at.
even where you were isn't even a mile from me.
Yeah,
That's
You're
cool.
yeah, you're
yeah.
I look at the back of the farm, I can see the king queen seat.
Man, I like it out there, man. It's nice.
If you look straight across from there, Sean, that ridge that's right across from it,
Uh huh.
that ridge runs above my farm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All that
There's
stuff is interconnected.
there's
Yeah,
a
I would think.
lot of history out of that area too. Not a
Oh
lot,
yeah.
but it's a pretty good one story I've told many times there. Real quick is
Oh yeah.
the Aegis
I
newspaper
don't
here.
know if I told Sean that one.
Yeah, it was a popular newspaper, of course, back then. Uh, this goes back to the 70s.
I'm talking about the
So
Aegis.
yeah, the Aegis newspaper, and there was a story in there that a vehicle hit a Bigfoot or a supposed Bigfoot, and it had hair samples and everything called in the fender and the bumper, I guess, from the impact, and I know eventually, everything was analyzed and it hit a Black Angus cow was the final uh,
So
decision
they
on what
so did the
happened.
car actually kill it, or did it just run off after they hit it? Did they ever?
Exactly. There was nothing said about a cow other than the fact it was deemed to be Black Angus hair, but there was no cow laying there. There was no cow, Jeff. Of course you weren't born then, but
Well, I'm just trying to think of where there would have been Black Angus on 24 inside of the park because
yeah,
there's
I'm not
nowhere for
exactly
there to
sure
be a
where, but in the park. But it was on 24 in the park,
there's
and
only one place I know on 24 where there would even be any Angus in the park, and that'd be over by Reeves's. And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the only place.
yeah.
Hey, I got
So
a
that
question.
yes,
Why do they have that side of the park over there closed down off 24?
Oh,
You
that
know,
that's
replacing the
road
bridge, right?
construction. They're moving the creek.
moving the creek, huh?
Yeah, because it's undercutting the road. It's a big mess. My friends of mine are losing they're losing land from to the
Oh,
county because
erosion.
they're moving it all over
Yeah,
because they never fixed it right the last time they did it.
They don't have to
So
underpin it right.
yeah, so now they're taking out my neighbor's one of my friends, real good friend of mine's property. They basically eminent domained it and they're moving it over.
right.
They've got a bunch of equipment there and they're actually digging out part of their fields there and moving the creek over.
See,
That's interesting.
this guy, he just made that like I think they can smell. I think they have such a strong sense of smell, bro. I think they can smell the
Yeah.
what the the
Yeah, I
bullet.
remember Mark telling me about that. I was on the phone with
Yeah.
him last night about the cow manure.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I remember that they were taking really big. He was taking really big when he was up on top of that hill. He was growling and all that, man. He was breathing heavy, like he would kept putting his nose up and like really smelling, like testing what I smelled like, or he kept smelling like it was strange.
And that's mentioned a lot in a lot of tales, so to speak, a lot of stories uh,
He
that they sample the air. Yeah.
he put his nose up real high, and you could see his breath, man. I was like,
Well,
man.
oh, lung capacity.
Yeah, like what was really a lot of scary. What was really scary about it too, man, was when they were when he was growling, and I felt that reverberation in my chest and everything, man. Like that was very strange feeling, man. Like it felt like you were in a car with like super bass, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Man, it was a very discomforting feeling.
Yeah. Jeff has a first-hand experience with that. If he takes his hat off, it blew the hair off his head. It's so loud.
Yeah, like there was a lot of anxiety with this too. Like, yeah, it's very anxiety.
Yeah, I
Like,
pick on him about that, but yeah, that would be
When
something that
you've
would
been that
definitely.
close to one screaming
Yeah.
with a Bigfoot, not a dog man, um, you can't explain to anybody how that is.
They're loud.
Jerry saw one through the window when he was, what were you, 8, Jerry?
I wouldn't have 5. It's about 5 years old. Yeah.
Jerry didn't have it yelling at him.
No, but I heard it howl, not howl, but it yelped or
Yeah,
whatever you want to say when it
the
walked
howl's
away.
nice if it's, 700 yards away or something, but
Yeah.
when it's when
I've
it's
had 2
inside,
incidences down here in the bottom, so
yeah,
and that
when
was
it's
loud
a
enough for
hundred
me.
yards and then it goes to 40, and then
Oh.
your entire body's rattling. It kind of changes your perspective on things in the woods. And I still go out there, and I
Mhm.
have weird stuff happen to me, but I'm
You,
not. I'm not letting it keep me out of the woods.
you can't though. You can't, man, because you can't enjoy your life.
That's
Now,
right. That's right.
I mean, I was up in the middle of Maine first week of October shooting bears, and and we were only found out later when I got home an hour from, if anyone ever heard of the Dogman of Palmyra.
Oh, of course.
Yep,
I hear that on Dark Waters all the time.
I was an hour from there.
Should have investigated it, Jeff.
Well, I
You were
didn't
there.
realize we were where we were until I got home, and I was like, "Crap!"
Yeah, right there. Right. That's crazy. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm geared up, ready to go. The box is packed, batteries are charged. Not that it makes a difference, but
Hey,
Jerry might attempt to go live from the campground.
yep,
I
we'll
have
try that.
my sister's friend. She's from here and she moved to Tennessee, and she had an experience. She moved back up here. I'm gonna see if I can. I'll see if my sister can talk to her for me. It's like my sister's best friend. I'm gonna see if she'll come on. I'll get her in contact with y'all if she's interested in doing it, because she got chased out of Tennessee, bro. Like, I'm not. She won't really say. I think that's what it was.
You think she moved back because of it?
Yeah, she definitely came back.
You know what part of
And
Tennessee?
East Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure, but
Wake up, Misty. Yeah,
it's
that's interesting.
somewhere near. It's really close to Virginia. It was near Bristol.
That's almost right in Misty's backyard.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like Bristol. I think it was right near on the
Yeah.
other side of Bristol, right
You
near
got it.
Virginia.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's where
right
you
over
walk
there.
from. Yep. Hi, V. V. Burton's in the house. How about that? Yeah, East Tennessee. Yeah,
That's
there's
Greg's
plenty of
aunt.
stories out of that area.
Oh yeah, like even a bump. I heard this Bumpus Mills story too. That was crazy
Yeah.
about a dog man ripping these this woman's two Rottweilers up
Where was that at, Sean?
in Bumpus Mills,
Bumpus Mill.
Tennessee. Yeah, and and then the thing, they killed it, and the feds showed up on the guy's property. It was a big thing, and then the things showed back up at their house, like 5 or 6 of them, up on, and they were trying to get in the house, and they were shooting at these things, man. And the police came. They called the police. It was on Jeffrey Nadolny's channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting interview.
That kind of reminds me of the one that happened, was it down in Texas, the siege of Lockett Ranch.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get her to talk to y'all.
Yeah, that would be
That
great.
would be awesome.
If
Yeah.
Elaine's still in here, Elaine's got to know somebody that actually had an encounter in a trailer park in
Yep.
Edgewood.
Yeah, it's just that's correct, Mark Green. I just looked that up. Bumpus Mills is right outside the LBL.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Land between the lakes.
Yeah, I'd like to go down there.
Oh yeah.
I want to start investigating and researching. So if you guys ever want to do that, I'm down.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
Mark
Absolutely.
and a bunch of them were at LBL back in the spring
Mhm. Yeah.
for the camp out.
Yeah, I know it's going to start getting cold out now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have
Okay.
a bad winter this year.
They're still around. That's okay. No snakes, no ticks. Cool weather's fine with me.
Oh yeah, I prefer the cold weather over the hot. Honestly.
No
So do
leaves in
I.
the way. No leaves in the way in your pictures. So
You know,
that's
Jerry, I wish I had made it back over to check out that area for that photo before the leaves changed. I just never got
yeah.
there.
I know. Yeah, I was going to try to debunk mine, but the
Well,
leaves are
maybe
dropping
Steve
like crazy.
Rink was in Mississippi. I can't remember, Paul. Welcome to the channel, Paul.
Hi, Paul. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it.
So what you guys gonna do for the rest of the night? Oh, my bad.
I'm just going to ask you, what do you think they are? I mean, are they flesh and blood? Do you think there's
Um,
something
um,
government developed?
I,
Dare I say it? Or
I mean, I think that they are there. I think there's many different there's different like breeds of them, and I think that there are natural ones, and then I think there's like supernatural ones that maybe might be interdimensional, and I think they were 100% created. I'm a Christian. I believe that these entities were created by the fallen. It just says it really well in the Book of Enoch. It talks about this kinds of things. You know, the fallen mating with animals. It's where you get the minotaurs from. Like Pan. Pan was described as a sheep man. Like where do you get all these like humanoid looking animal things from? Like a gargoyle. I just believe they were created by the fallen, and they've been here for a very long time. And I think there's good ones, and I think there's bad ones, and there's ones definitely created by the government, the super soldiers. You know, um, yeah, which I think is absolutely crazy. Man shouldn't be messing with DNA. Like
No.
I
that's
agree
why
100%.
that's why God wiped out humanity from the beginning, because of the Nephilim. At least that's
And
that's
we
my
also have
opinion.
Sure.
for some reason, we have a tendency to play with things that we shouldn't be messing with.
Right. Like
I'm
CERN. Like what is CERN doing, man? What are they doing?
You
But yeah.
wonder if you look at Lyme disease, and Mary and I were talking about this earlier day, when that was something that they were using for chemical warfare that they tried to weaponize back during World War II, and it ended up in a research facility in the U.S. Even though it was originally being messed with by no surprise here, Hitler's bunch.
Oh yeah.
And that's where it originated from. And for some reason, we decided to bring it home and play with it. And then it got accidentally released off of that island in Connecticut, which is how it ended up spreading around. But supposedly, some of that research got moved to somewhere in Kentucky. No one knows where, but that was something that I was talking with him about earlier today.
The research.
Uh huh. And
Yeah.
if you think about LBL,
I was
everyone
getting
always
ready.
hits ticks.
That's the first place that comes to my mind.
LBL. Everyone leaves there covered in ticks.
Right.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit going on in LBL. Plain English.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about why would you just randomly destroy part camping areas in half of the place?
Yes.
Well, they're
Uh-huh.
Yes.
covering
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Exactly. I think there's some of that DNA research in Aberdeen. Yeah.
In fact, I remember one time on DA's channel they were talking about Edgewood Arsenal with that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
Another very well known person.
Phyllis Aberdeen's in Maryland.
Yeah,
Oh
Chris-
yeah, I've delivered some things on that property before.
Yeah.
It's very tight getting in there. I know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My I got a friend that works for a crane company, and he's moved some stuff in there that he never sees what it is, and it's you don't know what it is.
Hey,
I've had
I was
family.
I was watching this one YouTube video. There's this guy, he was a truck driver, and he had this load, and he got out of his truck, and you can see, because I guess, I don't know why he got it, but the damn thing was going back and forth, like something was inside rocking this thing, and it was rocking it. He was scared. Did you see that video? It was a big black guy.
No.
Yeah,
Who's he delivering it to?
it was on YouTube. I think that there was something in there. He was hauling something, and it looked like a government. It was one of them gray government
Trailer?
trailer things. Yeah, it was heavy duty, bro. He looked genuinely scared.
I haven't seen
Yeah, I
that.
would be too. Rocking the truck.
Yeah, it was pounding and beating and rocking back and forth.
That's very, very. Man, I'd like to see that video. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's. You say now this was being delivered. Where you say? Did it say or?
No, the guy was just parked on the side of the road somewhere. It was at nighttime. He just parked on the side of the road. Maybe this thing woke up or whatever. I don't know. But
The tranquilizer wore off.
Yeah.
probably, man. But I don't know. This thing, he was parked on the side of the road, and his truck was bouncing, going crazy.
I wonder if they told him it had to be there at a certain time frame. Maybe the drugs wore off.
But this is the same guy that has videos of on his YouTube that he drives into dumbs. So I would imagine it was going to a dumb, maybe, because he has a lot of videos on his YouTube where he's going into the mountain, into a dumb.
And he had this on a YouTube channel?
Yes, it's on his YouTube channel. He's a I can't remember the name.
We'll have to find that and send it to us because I want to see
Yeah,
it.
I have it saved and liked on my videos. I just have to look for it.
I've heard people say that there's some of those in LBL, and if there are, it would not surprise me.
Pat Noble, you talking about Aberdeen? I'm trying to keep up with chat and listen, and
Yeah, I don't know.
it says they've had drone or UAP activity the last few days up there.
So, did you hear about this? This big UFO crashing down over in Anne Arundel County, and what, like yesterday?
Really?
It's a big thing, bro. You didn't hear about it?
I don't watch the news.
Oh, it wasn't on the news. The news didn't pick it up.
Oh,
There's a bunch of
Yeah, Pat said yes.
yeah, something happened, and there was a ton of police. Something happened.
That was up here,
Anne Arundel County.
Anne Arundel County.
Yeah, they were saying a UFO crashed. A UFO crashed in Anne Arundel County. It was all kinds. There's video of it falling to the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy looking.
Cracker, get on that.
UFO crash in Maryland. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Anne Arundel County. Okay. I'm telling you, like I said, but we were talking before the show that
I
Anne
can
Arundel
see
County
why it
in
would
that area.
crash because it probably can't stand what's going on in Anne Arundel County. That place. is a
Yeah,
mess.
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there.
going on down there. There's a lot of stuff going on down there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Paul. I don't know where. I didn't even know anything till he said something about you. Do you have an idea where at in Anne Arundel County, Sean?
No, it was close to DC. Close to DC. It was like in between. But it was in Anne Arundel County, close to. I guess close to Prince George's County. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Huh. That's interesting. No, I didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, it must have happened either last night or the night before. Supposedly it was more than one crash. It was a crash in several states. It was a multi like a multi UFO thing.
Oh.
Several states. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Paul said near Fort Meade ?
That's a possibility. I mean, because Fort Meade, you know what's there.
Oh yeah.
You got NXA right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe, man, that something's guarding those woods around there.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah. That would explain why a lot of the Dogman reports from Maryland have come out of that area. Some, not a lot, but some.
There was they used to talk about it in Ellicott City. I used to have a lot of friends that used to talk about. We used to go up to this place called the Hell House. It used to be an all girls school,
Yep.
but it burnt down.
Yep.
Well, when I was
campground
younger,
near there. Yep.
yeah, there's campgrounds near there. It's the Patapsco Valley State Park.
Yep.
And when I was younger, we used to actually be able to go into the building. And there was a lot of paranormal stuff going on in there, bro. They've tore it down since then, and condemned it because it was people were getting hurt back there. But there was a lot of talk about very large dogs that walk bipedally being up there.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of counts up in Ellicott City and Patapsco Valley State Park area.
There's been a lot of Bigfoot reports out of Patapsco Valley too. Little
Uh-huh.
gunpowder.
I believe it.
Gunpowder. I mean, and
there's probably those pal crawlers out there too, man.
Oh, Sean, I didn't tell you about that. I
Because
know.
there's a lot of caves out here, bro.
yes.
I know where there was a pale crawler.
Man, I want to go get it, bro. I want to make it my pet.
I'll tell you
I
where
want
it
to put
is.
a leash on it.
I'm done after that part. I was just head
Yep.
across the river. It's over
Yeah.
by Muddy Run somewhere.
Yeah, I don't want to go nowhere near that thing. Now, those things scare me more than anything. Just because it looks so human,
Right. Yeah. And David Hughes has got some interesting stuff in the chat over here. Yeah.
Nazi Germany. Well, the Nazis did a lot of stuff, David.
Oh, yeah. And they brought them all back here. They put little paper clips on their paper. That's how they knew. Let's pass them through. Yeah.
Who knows what they were messing with?
Right.
Yeah.
Man, because this world is a very strange place, man.
You don't know who to believe, don't know what to believe, especially when it comes to the mighty government. So,
Right.
yeah.
I don't watch the news. I don't believe anything that they say. I don't believe none of that.
Operation Paperclip.
There you go. Yep.
They brought Oppenheimer, all them guys, man. They were all very intelligent, man, but they were evil.
It makes you wonder, because I know that Lyme disease was one of the things they brought over. Who knows what else?
The chess game.
Especially when, he supposedly died during the invasion, even though there were pictures of him in Argentina after World War II. So,
Right.
but he offed himself in the bunker.
Yeah, I highly doubt that happened.
I doubt it too.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact they tracked his whereabouts all the way across South America for how many years after that. But I think there was a lot of stuff that they brought with them.
What do you think about that Diglaka?
I'm trying to remember that one.
That's that bell thing. It's supposed to be like a time traveling thing.
I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
It's supposedly missing.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but did you know that they were doing experiments on game animals in Germany to make them more aggressive for the Nazi upper echelon to go hunt?
Did you?
They were breeding like super game, basically.
Yeah, they were making werewolves too.
Yeah, they were doing all sorts of stuff. They were making everything more aggressive for them to hunt. And I actually found that was actually on the History Channel of all places. Is that the Combine again, Jerry?
Have you ever heard of the government using the werewolves back in Vietnam, for the the
I
bunker?
heard about that on the Dahmey's channel.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that guy Vic.
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah,
I don't know what to make of that.
I listened to some of that. Uh-oh.
How did that fall?
Jerry's got something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I've listened to a lot of the Victor stories through Nadami's channel. I don't know. It could be something, but who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
Saw whatever.
Paul. I wonder about that too.
What's that?
And Paul said it could be disinformation.
Right. Trying to throw us off and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
It's going to be
too fantastic.
Yeah, it's a lot of one thing leads to another. Right? It just goes on and on and on and on.
So, I wonder what would happen if one of these things actually came out in the middle of town, during a very busy day, bro, and everybody was out and they could, to see this thing. What would you think? You think they would try to cover it up and hide it?
Oh yeah, they
Absolutely.
absolutely.
You think
They
they
probably
would threaten?
go to great lengths to try to cover it up.
You think they would
But
threaten
it'd be
people?
hard to cover it up if there was like 12 TV news crews or something in a helicopter. I don't know how they'd cover that one up, but they'd probably come up with something. It probably might be like a mass explosion at the wherever it is.
Well, yeah, what are they going to do? Flashy thing at you or something? Take your memory away?
They're
Just like the
gonna
Men
pull
in
the
Black.
Men in Black, stare into this.
Yeah, you don't forget something like that. Trust me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if something
It's
like
going to
that
happen
happened,
sooner or later, though.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be very hard to cover up. I mean,
It's. I think it's going to happen sooner or later
I think it's
because
already happening. Yeah,
because
not in a great amount of people, but it's. I mean, there are
right.
already more exposure of them. So
Yeah, because we're just keep invading all their land, man. We just keep encroaching and taking their land, bro. Like
and they're reproducing and
right
growing their families and stuff.
by a lot, by a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, got to put them somewhere,
Right.
and that somewhere is getting thin.
And like they put those pigs down there, and I think they put them things down there too to get the pig cover the pig problem.
In certain areas, I feel like they might drop them to cover deer or,
Right.
a lot of things.
Because I remember, man, I really remember growing up, like in Pikesville area, there being a ton of deer, and then
Yeah.
like now there's hardly any deer anywhere.
All the deer are up here.
Yeah, we got plenty.
We've got plenty of them up here, and it doesn't seem like the Bigfoot seem to eat too many of them because they're still here.
They're hit and miss here. Sometimes it's we
What?
lost him. You done scared him off, Cracker T.
Uh-oh. Maybe his phone died.
Either that or maybe hope we're not next.
Oh, God.
Start talking about the G word. You gotta be careful.
It's like the infamous Blaylock alien story.
Yeah, yeah. Start talking about UFOs crashing and stuff. Stuff starts
Paul says
happening.
the deer in Colombia.
He's back. He's back.
Paul, I know about the deer in Colombia. You ain't kidding.
Yeah, he's back. He's got his
That's
camera on.
cool, bro. I don't care.
What's
I
that?
don't care. I don't care, bro.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, you get it. It's a StreamYard thing.
Yeah.
Poor David Blaylock. Sometimes he gets booted off so much he just gives
Yeah,
up.
our other host, he
A
has
regular
a
guy.
couple
Yeah,
of his
Yep.
I got my orange beer going too, bro.
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Mine's
mine's
more red.
gray.
It's weird because I got brown hair and a red beard. I don't know how that.
Yeah. I shaved my head.
I've seen you before. Now that I see your face, I've seen you somewhere before.
Yeah, you look kind of familiar too, honestly.
I've seen you before. But anyway,
Yeah.
iron 40 minutes, guys. I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
It's been
I
a
am
long
too,
week
and I'm
already.
fighting this damn cold.
I'm waiting
spell.
for you to start kicking off the side snoring, Jeff, here so shortly. So, yeah, that was great encounters, man. That's awesome stories.
Yeah, great, Sean. You did wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
For
was
our
kind of getting like during that second one, man. I was kind of it was kind of coming back to me. I was kind of reliving it a little bit.
Yeah, I could tell.
It happens with me
could tell.
sometimes with my up close nighttime screaming match I had with the big guy. Kind of
Right.
comes back once in a while. Not all the time, but sometimes it's.
Thank you, Phyllis. Appreciate that.
Thank you, fellas. I guess Greg House must be working tonight because he ain't been on yet.
I haven't seen him, so But yeah, the Dogman stuff is. This was our first Dogman show, and man, to get three
Yeah.
stories like that, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna try to see if my sister's friend will come on and
Yeah.
tell her what happened
And
in
if you hear
Tennessee.
anything else from anybody, just give me a call because
Yeah, you guys are my people.
yeah,
Absolutely.
we
One day
appreciate.
we'll get to the bottom of all this stuff. Somebody will, you know, someday.
Yeah, I think they know what it is, but
Oh, absolutely. Guarantee you they know what it is. Yeah, they
100.
they know a whole lot more than we ever give them credit for. Believe me, I'm sure
yeah,
of that. But
it just really sucks that they hide so much stuff from us, man.
yeah, like I say, it's awareness. People need to be kind of aware, and they're not going to do it.
Right. You gotta keep your eyes open and your ears.
Yep. Expect the unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna know. You're gonna know if you're in them woods and something's coming, man. You're gonna know.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep. You
Yeah.
can
because
sense it.
it'll start getting real quiet, bro. It'll get
Yeah.
real quiet,
Yes,
and you'll
indeed.
start hearing all this noise,
Yeah.
Freight train coming through the woods.
and then you start getting
Something.
tingly, and it's not a good feeling.
Every time I've ever had an encounter with anything, it's always been dead quiet.
Mhm.
Never
It,
never
it's the
heard
mo-
nothing.
and it's
Even
the
when
most.
I got screamed at, you never even heard the bulldozer. You didn't hear nothing. It was like
Right.
it teleported to the next spot. That was the creepiest part about it.
Fast, man. Very
Yeah,
fast.
it probably did.
Yeah.
Because there's so many accounts of these things, like getting behind a tree and then just disappearing.
Oh yeah. It's something else when you're in the woods and you got something. You know something's looking at you.
Hmm. Yeah, the occult.
There's a couple times I've talked in my head as I flipped the safety off and said, "No, we're not doing that today." It's like it can read your mind.
Right.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely good stuff, man. Definitely
Yeah,
good stuff.
there's a lot of good people in this group, and unfortunately, a lot of them aren't on here tonight.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. There's some are missing. It's all good.
Yeah.
They'll watch it. They'll catch up with it
Yep.
for sure. You guys stay tuned. Hang out for a minute. We're going to go ahead and close this thing out, and we'll be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Hopefully,
Are you
hopefully.
planning on going live from the
I'm
campers
gonna.
area?
I'll try. I'll try. If I can make it all work. But we'll see. You'll see a link. If you don't see a link, I couldn't make it work. So doing it from here is a heck of a lot easier than trying to make it all work from an RV in the middle of a very treed RV park. So we're going to try. Hopefully, I get some activity. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I
It's a
hope you
good,
get some activity.
yeah, yeah. It's a
As long
very
as
very promising spot. Trust me, very promising. So, all right, like, subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up, Sean. We appreciate all the good stories, all the good information, and
oh, we do have a Facebook page.
All right,
It's
yeah,
a
no
we
problem,
do.
man.
But
I appreciate you guys having me.
all right, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, man.
All right,
Appreciate it.
buddy.
Oh,
All right,
John.
take care,
Peace.
brother. Peace out. Okay. Yeah, Paul, we do have a Facebook page. I tried working with that stupid thing this evening. I'm going to have to just close it, get rid of that one, and try another one. I guess I can. Even Jeff is having trouble with it. I don't know what the problem is with it. I went through all the settings, and I've set up many Facebook pages, but I can't get that one to do squat. I don't know what's
It
going on.
doesn't generate anything either.
It
It's
generates
just
nothing. I can't even link it over to the podcast here. It won't. I don't know. It's like it's just dead.
It is. It is because like no one's ever on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can post to it and everything like that, but I can't link it to nothing. It won't link to anything. It's really weird. So I don't know if there's a glitch in the system with it or something. I don't know. But
I was
anyway,
trying.
Cracker.
I was trying to look up the UFO crash, and there ain't nothing on here about it.
Yeah.
That's
Nah,
not.
that's first I heard of it. First I heard of it. I
It
believe
probably
him.
got scrubbed. Probably got scrubbed real quick.
Yeah, without a doubt. Does it surprise you?
No.
It must have been Black Angus cow flying the damn thing and it crashed. You know. So who knows? Anyway, Paul, thank you. Everybody in chat, thank you. We're going to scoot out of here. You hang tight there, Cracker. I'll talk to you when we get through this getting out of stuff. So,
Cracker's really struggling tonight.
are you struggling?
A little bit. This
That's all right.
this cough I've had all weekend. Wow,
Yeah.
Chad said Google UFO crash in DC.
Okay.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay. Yep. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad to see Chad and Erica was in here tonight. That's cool. New people for us, anyway. It's great.
Yeah, they went to the meet
More the
and greet.
merrier. Oops.
They were at the
Yes.
meet and
Yes,
greet.
they did. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Wish we could have went too, but our time's coming.
I know.
We'll just have to have one here, I guess.
I
Small.
was busy killing bears.
Killing bears. I was filming tractor pulling, so lots of it. But anyway, we're done. We're not going to drag us out any longer. Hopefully, we'll see you next Tuesday. If not, you know why. I didn't have service, couldn't make it work, and we'll be back the following Tuesday. But hopefully, next week. Cool. See ya.